There are moments in life when the path ahead seems unclear, when the future is shrouded in uncertainty, and when the desire to give up feels overwhelming. In these times, it's easy to become discouraged, to doubt your abilities, and to wonder if all the effort you've put in has been in vain. The uncertainty of not knowing what comes next can paralyze us, but it is in these very moments that the most important thing you can do is to keep going, even when you can't see the full picture. Uncertainty is a part of life. No one can predict exactly what will happen in the future or how things will unfold. We can set goals, make plans, and take steps forward, but we can never fully control the outcomes. Life is unpredictable, and often the journey we think we're on takes unexpected turns. Yet it is in continuing despite these uncertainties that we find the strength to achieve the things that once seemed out of reach. When you're uncertain about what comes next, it's easy to be overwhelmed by fear and doubt. It's tempting to stop, to wait until things are clearer, or to look for some kind of sign that will tell you it's safe to move forward. But the truth is, waiting for certainty can be an endless cycle. The longer you wait, the more you might miss out on opportunities, growth, and progress. Sometimes the only way forward is through the uncertainty itself. The act of continuing despite not having all the answers is what ultimately leads to progress. The key to overcoming uncertainty is to take things one step at a time. Rather than focusing on the entire journey and becoming overwhelmed by the unknowns, try to focus on what you can do right now. What is the next step you can take, no matter how small? It's easy to get lost in the big picture and the fear of what might go wrong. But when you focus on the immediate task at hand, you take away the power of that uncertainty. The next step is always within your control. Taking one small action at a time builds momentum. And before you know it, those small steps add up to significant progress. Another reason it's important to keep going despite uncertainty is that every step forward, even without a clear outcome in sight, contributes to your growth. It's through the process of pushing through uncertainty that we learn and evolve. There will be moments of doubt and moments when things seem to stall. But these are the times when the greatest growth happens. It is when we are uncertain about the outcome that we are forced to stretch beyond our comfort zones, to develop new skills and to cultivate resilience. Every time we push through uncertainty, we get stronger, more capable, and more adaptable to whatever challenges may come our way. There is a certain power that comes from committing to something even when you can't see the end result. It's in those times of uncertainty that you develop faith not just in the outcome, but in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. When you keep going despite not knowing what lies ahead, you are not just building your future, you are building your character. You are proving to yourself that you can handle uncertainty, that you can thrive in the face of doubt, and that you are not defined by the unknown. By taking action in the face of uncertainty, you become someone who is not afraid to trust the process and to keep going no matter how unclear the path may seem. The fear of uncertainty is often rooted in the belief that we must have control over everything, that we need to know exactly what will happen and when. However, control is an illusion. Life is inherently uncertain, and trying to control every detail only leads to frustration and stagnation. Learning to accept uncertainty as a natural part of the journey allows you to release the need for perfect conditions before you take action. You can choose to move forward despite not having all the information, trusting that each step you take will bring more clarity and direction. As you continue, even in the face of uncertainty, you will begin to see that the discomfort of not knowing the outcome is temporary. The more you push forward, the more you begin to see opportunities that were hidden before. These things that once seemed impossible or unclear start to make sense. The uncertainty is not a roadblock, it's simply a part of the process. It's what allows you to explore, to experiment, and to find new ways of thinking and doing. Uncertainty challenges you to think creatively and to trust yourself in ways you might never have before. It opens doors to new possibilities and teaches you that the unknown is not something to fear, but something to embrace. In these moments of uncertainty, you will find that the more you keep going, the more confidence you build. The act of continuing, even when you can't see the full picture, teaches you to trust in your instincts, in your ability to navigate the unknown, and in your own resilience. The longer you stay in motion, the clearer your path becomes, and the more capable you feel of handling whatever challenges arise. It's easy to quit when the future seems uncertain, to give in to the fear of failure, or to stop because the destination feels too far away. But if you choose to keep going, despite the uncertainty, you will realize that the journey itself is the reward. You will grow, you will learn, and you will evolve into a person who is no longer held back by the unknown. You will develop the ability to move forward with confidence, even when the future is unclear, because you understand that the only way to find out what lies ahead is to keep moving. The key to success, to progress, and to personal growth is not in waiting for the uncertainty to disappear. It's in moving forward despite it. The act of continuing, even when the future is unknown, is what creates momentum. And it is through that momentum that the path forward becomes clearer. Trust yourself, keep going, and embrace the uncertainty as part of the journey. The more you continue, the more you will see that uncertainty is not something to fear, but something to navigate and use to your advantage. There are times in life when it feels like you're stuck, when everything you've worked for seems to be out of reach, and when it feels like your dreams are just too far away to attain. In these moments of struggle, it's easy to believe that you are nowhere near your breakthrough, that success is slipping further from your grasp. But the truth is, more often than not, you are closer to your breakthrough than you think. The distance between where you are now and where you want to be is often much smaller than it seems. When you're facing obstacles or feeling discouraged, it's important to understand that the process of growth is rarely linear. Success isn't a straight line from point A to point B. It's filled with twists, turns, setbacks, and challenges. During these times of difficulty, it can feel like you're not making any progress at all. But these very moments when you feel the most uncertain are often the times when you're on the verge of something great. The moment before a breakthrough is often the hardest. This is when you've been pushing and pushing, working tirelessly, and it seems like nothing is happening. But it is in these moments of doubt that you are closest to the breakthrough. You might be on the edge of discovering a new way forward, or of finding the right combination of effort and opportunity that will finally bring the success you've been working for. It is important to keep going in those moments, to persist even when you feel like quitting, because your breakthrough might be just around the corner. One of the reasons breakthroughs seem elusive at times is because they require a certain level of persistence and faith. They require you to keep going even when you don't see immediate results. The process of reaching your goals is not always about dramatic overnight changes. Often progress happens in small, incremental steps that don't seem significant in the moment. However, each step is building towards something greater. Each small action, each effort is contributing to your eventual breakthrough. It's easy to get discouraged when you can't see the big picture. But the truth is that you are making progress, even if it doesn't always feel that way. It's important to recognize that setbacks, challenges, and feelings of frustration are not signs of failure. They are simply part of the process. Every great achievement in life has been preceded by moments of difficulty and uncertainty. In fact, these challenges are often the very things that prepare you for the breakthrough. They teach you valuable lessons, refine your skills, and build your resilience. When things get tough, it's easy to feel like you're never going to get through it, but this is the time when your perseverance and determination will be tested. Keep going, because your breakthrough is closer than it seems. The key to getting closer to your breakthrough is to shift your mindset from one of doubt to one of belief. When you believe that your breakthrough is on the horizon, it becomes easier to push through the tough times. The most successful people are not the ones who never face challenges, they are the ones who continue to push forward in the face of adversity. They don't allow setbacks to stop them. Instead, they see each challenge as a stepping stone toward the success they desire. Your breakthrough is often closer than it feels because progress is happening beneath the surface. You may not always see it in the moment, but with each effort you are moving closer to your goal. Breakthroughs often happen when you least expect them, when you're not looking for them, or when you think things are at their most difficult. They come after you've invested time, energy, and patience into your journey. And just when you feel like you can't go on any longer, you'll find that the breakthrough you've been waiting for is finally within reach. It's also important to recognize that breakthroughs are not always immediate, and they are not always easy to recognize when they occur. Sometimes they come in the form of small victories, tiny shifts that lead to big results over time. A breakthrough is often the culmination of many small steps, many failed attempts, and many lessons learned along the way. You might not even realize you've reached your breakthrough until you look back and see how far you've come. What felt like an insurmountable challenge at one point might now seem like a distant memory. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results, but patience and persistence are key. The time you spend learning, growing, and refining your approach is all part of the process. Your breakthrough is not just about the end result, it's about what you learn along the way and how you grow as a person. The road to success is not always smooth, but each step brings you closer to your breakthrough. The more you persist, the more you develop the skills and mindset necessary to handle the opportunities that will come your way. Breakthroughs often require a combination of preparation, timing, and persistence. The work you put in today may not show immediate results, but every effort builds upon the last, and eventually all those efforts will align to create the breakthrough you've been working for. There are moments in life when you feel like you're standing at a crossroads, unsure of whether to keep pushing forward or to give in to the weight of everything that's standing in your way. It's easy to feel discouraged, especially when things don't seem to be going the way you'd hoped. But in those moments of doubt, take a deep breath and reflect on how far you've come. You've already made it this far, and that is no small feat. The journey you're on, no matter how challenging, is one that has shaped you and brought you closer to your true potential. The progress you've made may not always be immediately visible, but each small step, each small victory counts. Think about the times when you didn't know how you'd get through, but you did. When you felt unsure, but somehow found the strength to keep moving forward. Those moments are part of your story, part of the foundation you're building. The growth you've experienced isn't always apparent in the immediate moment, but when you look back, you will see that you've come much farther than you initially realized. The obstacles you faced have shaped you, each challenge an opportunity to discover just how resilient you are. Obstacles are never just there to stand in your way. They exist to refine you. They are not signs of weakness or defeat, but rather they are the tests that strengthen your character, sharpen your abilities, and push you beyond what you once thought were your limits. Every challenge you face holds within it a lesson, a key to unlocking a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, and more capable. It's easy to think that the hardships you encounter are unfair or too much to bear, but in reality they are the very forces that will mold you into the person you are destined to become. When you face obstacles, it's tempting to ask, why me? You may feel like the universe is against you, that the weight of the world is on your shoulders. But in those times, remember that what feels like a burden may just be the forge in which your true strength is being created. The resistance you face is not meant to break you, it's meant to build you. Each time you overcome an obstacle, no matter how small, you build resilience. And with each victory, you become more prepared for the challenges yet to come. The road may be long, but each step forward is a step closer to your ultimate purpose. It's common to feel that your struggles are something you want to avoid. Pain and hardship are not things we naturally seek out, but they are the very forces that can propel you forward if you let them. Every time you push through the pain, you are reinforcing your ability to endure, to grow, and to succeed. It may seem unfair or exhausting in the moment, but it is through these trials that you are transformed. Without difficulty, there would be no growth, and without growth, you would never reach the person you are meant to be. So instead of shying away from the struggles, embrace them for what they truly are, a chance for you to prove just how strong you are. In every journey, there will be moments when doubt creeps in, when the road seems too long and the destination feels out of reach. These moments are where the real test lies. It's easy to give up when you don't see immediate results or when things feel hopeless. But it's in these moments that your true strength shines through. It's in those times of uncertainty that you have to dig deeper than ever before, to find the determination to keep moving. The doubt is natural. It's human. But it doesn't have to define you. Your ability to push forward, to take one more step when everything within you tells you to stop, is what truly matters. The strength to persevere comes not from the absence of fear or uncertainty, but from choosing to continue despite it. Every step you take when doubt is present only strengthens you. With each step, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever thought possible. The road ahead is rarely a straight path. It's filled with twists, turns, and obstacles that you can't always predict. And yes, there will be moments when the end seems far off, when the weight of everything feels unbearable. But you have to remind yourself that you didn't come this far just to stop now. You've already proven that you have the strength to keep going. Even when the finish line seems distant, it's important to remember that the distance you've already covered is significant. You didn't come this far to quit. You've already built momentum, and quitting now would mean disregarding everything you've achieved up until this point. Every obstacle you've faced, every challenge you've overcome, has been a stepping stone toward the success you're striving for. The moment you decide to continue is the moment you take full ownership of your journey. Even when things seem uncertain, keep moving forward. Trust in yourself and in the process, because the road you're on will eventually lead you to the fulfillment, the peace, and the success you're meant to achieve. Your journey is still being written. Each day you continue to move forward. No matter how small the steps, is another page turned in the story of your life. And trust that the best chapters are yet to come. Life is full of challenges, and in many cases we may find ourselves asking, why is this happening to me? It's easy to view obstacles as mere roadblocks. But if we take a moment to reflect, we might begin to understand that these very obstacles are not here to defeat us, they are here to refine us. When we face hardships, they often appear as burdens, as overwhelming moments that seem impossible to move past. But if we shift our perspective, we can see that each obstacle is a shaping force, a lesson that pushes us toward growth and transformation. Think about how pressure creates diamonds. The process is not easy or comfortable. It involves immense heat and force, but in the end it produces something rare and valuable. Your obstacles are similar. They may be uncomfortable, they may feel heavy, and they may test your endurance, but they are ultimately shaping you into something greater. They reveal your weaknesses, yes, but they also show you your strengths you didn't even know existed within you until you were tested. When you face difficulties, you may find yourself frustrated, wondering why you have to go through such hardships. It's natural to feel discouraged at times, to want to avoid the struggle. But the truth is, every challenge you encounter is an opportunity to evolve. It's easy to stay in your comfort zone, but nothing extraordinary ever comes from staying in the same place. Growth happens when we push beyond what we know, when we face what seems insurmountable and keep going. It's the very struggles you encounter that force you to stretch, to expand your limits, and to reach heights you never thought possible. Obstacles often reveal things about ourselves that we may not have realized before. They highlight areas where we can improve, whether it's our patience, our resilience, or our ability to persevere through adversity. In many ways, challenges expose our vulnerabilities, but they also give us the chance to rise above them. We are given the opportunity to develop qualities like patience, persistence, and determination, which may have remained dormant if life had been easy. Through every difficulty, we are presented with a choice. We can either succumb to frustration, let the obstacle defeat us, or we can choose to learn from it, to rise above it, and use it to build a better version of ourselves. It's the challenges that push us to discover new capabilities within us. You may find that what you once thought was an impossible situation was, in fact, the very thing that led you to uncover a hidden strength or a new skill. Life has a way of testing us, but it's these tests that prepare us for the greater things that lie ahead. We all face moments when the weight of our challenges feels unbearable, when it feels as though we've been handed more than we can handle. These moments are defining. How we respond to them determines not only our ability to navigate the difficulty, but also our growth through it. The obstacles you face don't have to break you. Instead, they can refine you. They can polish you into something stronger, something more capable, and something more focused on the path ahead. It's often the toughest trials that forge our greatest attributes. Think of some of the people you admire most. Chances are they've faced their own struggles, challenges, and heart attacks. But instead of giving up, they chose to face those challenges head on. They didn't allow the obstacles to define them negatively, rather. They used those obstacles as stepping stones towards something greater. And that's the key to understanding why obstacles are not something to fear. They are opportunities for growth and refinement. There's no way to avoid difficulty in life, and the sooner we accept that, the more empowered we become. The challenges we face are simply part of the process that shapes us into who we are meant to be. Every struggle you face today is an opportunity for tomorrow's success. If you allow yourself to learn and grow through these struggles, you will be amazed at how strong you become. What once seemed insurmountable will eventually feel like something you've conquered, because it is through the overcoming that we find our true strength. This is not to say that the process is easy or that you will always feel prepared for the obstacles ahead. There will be times when you question your ability to keep going, when you wonder if you can continue to rise above the challenges that life throws at you. But remember that each challenge is refining you. It is not about avoiding hardship, but about learning how to rise above it. The more you face these challenges, the more you learn to adapt, the more you grow. The stronger your resilience becomes, the more capable you are of achieving the things that once seemed impossible. As you move forward in your journey, remember that the obstacles you face are not punishments or signs of failure. They are part of the process that prepares you for greater things. The challenges may seem overwhelming at times, but they are simply the trials that you must go through in order to reach your fullest potential. Embrace these obstacles as opportunities for refinement, and trust that they are shaping you into the person you are meant to become. As you continue to grow and face the trials of life, you will find that each obstacle becomes easier to navigate, because you are no longer the same person you were when you started. You are stronger, wiser, and more equipped to handle whatever comes your way. And with each challenge you overcome, you will find yourself closer to the success and fulfillment that you deserve.